the big thing is, the target. Don't change the target. If it seems crazy at first, just don't move the target, right? Because then you're retreating, you're backing up.
And we're back with another episode of Crypto Convos. I'm your host, Lionel, here with my man, Brian. And today we have a very special guest, Kevin Daisey. He's a digital marketing expert and the co-founder of Array Digital and Rival Digital, and a fellow podcaster. He's the host of a Road to 100 Million podcast. And we're very, very happy to have you today. How are you doing today, Kevin?
I'm doing good, guys. What's up? Thanks for having me.
Yep, thanks for being here. Yep. So today we're going to talk some crypto. Did you want to kick it off with the first question, Brian?
Yeah. So I know, we've known each other for a little while now, and this is a very inspirational guy. You worked extremely hard. Tell us a little bit. First, let's cover your podcast. What's Road to 100 Million?
It's actually a journey to 100 million. Same thing though. We're on the road. We're on the journey. So me and my business partner, so we own two different companies that do digital marketing that are niched. One in law and one niched in HVAC contractors. But apart from that, our goal is to start other companies and other businesses, invest, real estate, crypto. And so the Journey to $100 Million podcast is really a daily podcast. We have about, I don't know how many episodes, we're probably closer to 2,000 episodes.
Wow.
It's a daily podcast on me or him talking about building our business, running teams, sales, marketing, pretty much anything that's going to impact our ability to get to $100 million as a partnership, if you will. So we talk about real estate, we talk about employees, hiring, firing, marketing, sales, good, the bad, the ugly. And so that's what it is, the journey to 100 million, how we're going there, and the things that we figure out along the way. So it gets about 15,000 downloads a month.
Nice.
And it's not, we don't care about the downloads, we don't monetize it. It's literally us documenting what we're doing.
The journey.
Yeah, journey to 100 million. And the goal is by 2030. So time's a ticking. It's 2022. So we got 8 years or so, 8.5 years, or no, 7.5 years.
It sounds like a crazy number, but as a fellow business owner and you're a family man as well, you set a goal and then you realize, the first goal, it's $1 million. And then you realize, man, it's not that much, really. And it's like the goals never stop because somebody like yourself, who is a business owner, an entrepreneur, an investor, the goalpost just gets pushed back constantly. But it doesn't mean that your happiness meter gets pushed back. How do you do your work-life balance with the goals that you have with all that you're doing right now?
Sure. So, I think the big thing is, the target. Don't change the target. If it seems crazy at first, just don't move the target, right? Because then you're retreating, you're backing up. So that's important, I think. With running the companies, of course, and life balance. I got kids, wife. Try to be home, and I'm not here all day. I get here at 9, and then, I'm home by 5:30 or so, and then I need to be able to spend some time. So you have to have that mind shift,
right?
Not just get home and then start working again. And I used to do that a lot more. Work at night, work late. I'll make sure the kids get to bed, hang out with them, and do things around there, and then maybe I'll start working again for a little bit. But it's really about maximizing that time that you have doing the day to work, and doing as much as you can, so that you can switch and shut it off. And it's gotten a lot easier for me over the last couple of years, where it was very hard and stressful before to try to, I got more stuff to do. I got to keep working. I can't talk to the kids. I can't talk, I can't eat dinner. But I don't know what, but for some reason I found it a lot easier the last year or two to just completely shut off and make that shift. My mind's always going, always thinking about other things. So it's hard to find a balance, but you also have not just the businesses and the company and staying focused on that because that's your main source of income. And I think it's easy to jump from one thing to the next after you make a little bit of money come in, and you take focus off that to do another stream of income, and then that one starts to deplete and go down. So it's you making sure that mainstream is secured is important too.
Were you always a marketing expert when you founded your company, or did you just dive right in?
No, I was. I started doing some websites like in high school as like they're doing for fun. I did it for like gaming and built websites and did random stuff. And I had no clue that I could actually do that as a career. So I actually went into a career into like CAD tech, like CAD drawings and engineering type stuff. And went into the workforce, hated it pretty much, and started doing websites. So then I started charging money for them. And then my light bulb went off. So when I was 23, I quit my job and started my own company doing websites. And so I didn't know what I was doing about business. I had no clue what I was doing at all. And so I just started to add things to what I did. So I did websites, started doing some SEO, so search engine optimization. And then as the demand grew and clients needed more things, and my team grew, we started to add other things like advertising and social media and stuff like that. So yeah, I was never an expert. I'm from a small town, family had no money, grew up in a trailer, just moved away from there to start a career, but then decided that, I wanted to run my own company. Now, back that up real quick, I met a few people that inspired me. I was working at a company making $30,000 a year, and from where I'm from, that's a ton of money, and it was totally cool. Like I had benefits and made $30,000 a year. But I met a few people. I joined a group that I went out to, and I met some business owners, and I met some high-level executives, and it was like this trigger went off, and I started talking to these folks. And I was like, okay, I need to get out of where I'm at. This is not enough. It's not enough for what I want. And so as soon as that happened, I quit my job within 6 months.
Wow.
No savings, no plan. So,
man.
Yeah.
It's to hear where you're at, because you are the one. You're the one in your family who now changed the course of the rest of your family's life and lifestyle. That's amazing. Not a lot of people are, in one family and in 3 generations, there might be that one person that comes along and change the entire landscape for everybody. So that's amazing, and congratulations on that. There's this pyramid that it took me a while to understand, and that is the pyramid of development. You start off the employee, then it goes to owner operator, where what you left behind. Then it goes to managing your company. And then after you have a manager and you're fully staffed, then it goes to being an investor. And that's the point where I think you're probably at right now, and myself as well. And then at the top of that pyramid is the purpose, the real, the things in life that are gonna, the philanthropy and all the things. And you can't do it backwards. You gotta start from the bottom and get to the top, And I've tried to do it. You've witnessed me do it backwards, I'm sure. But it's where does crypto fall in there in your investments, and how do you determine how much you allocate from your business into cryptocurrency?
Sure, yeah. So we want to get on the crypto, of course. So I guess the leading up to this, if you don't have, for me, if I got to have everything else going good and have extra money, and then crypto becomes possible, or real estate, or anything else, right? And so that's the next step, right? Like kind of what you're saying too is, we have 25 employees, we have a manager, still heavy in the business at this point, but the goal is to be able to go do other things and have this run by itself, right? So crypto. I was first introduced to it by actually an employee of ours who was a software developer, young guy, 20-some years old. And, you know, he's just very kind of nerdy, very smart software developer. And he would talk about Bitcoin and talk about all this stuff. And this is like 7-8 years ago. And I was like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, it's just crazy stuff back then. And at the time, he would show me all kinds of stuff, and he had like, you know, he was doing his own mining and all kinds of stuff like that. So I didn't really understand it. And I'm by no means a crypto expert even today, but I'm here to talk to you as just a normal person, business owner that's doing something and has had some success with it and has definitely continued to do it. But he had like a couple thousand Bitcoins at this point, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. And you know, and then we stopped on software, and we kind of had to let go of our software team over like a 6-month period, and we made sure everyone had a job and was good to go. And this was when Bitcoin shot way up, and I'm sitting there, and this guy Joe, he still wants to work. He wants to just show up and hang out. Like, he literally like lives in an apartment by, you know, just wants to game and work, and that's it. And I was just sitting there thinking about how many Bitcoins he told me he had. And I was like, holy, like this guy's worth $30 million right now, and he's 24, and he wants to show up at the office just and hang out. Like, just, I don't know how much it's worth now, but you know, that was just kind of like, okay, I need to look into this stuff. Yeah. So, and that's when I was like, well, Bitcoin is just, it's gone so fast, so quick that I was like, all right, I think I've missed the boat on this. And so I started looking into other things I could do. So, about 2 years ago, I didn't understand crypto. So I was like, all right, well, how else can I get in? Bitcoin's already gone, like, it's taken off. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to set up these accounts. So I went to my stock account, which is just your traditional stocks. And I started doing some research, and I found a company that owned a ton of Bitcoin. And that was their vehicle for them having such a good explosion, is they had invested in a ton of crypto. They were mining it, and they were trading on pennies on the dollar. And so I bought in a ton of this company that was riding on the coattails of Bitcoin as a way for me to get into Bitcoin without getting into Bitcoin. Yeah. So because I didn't know what I was doing, I had no clue how to even. There was no Coinbase. There was none of that stuff that was available where you get to buy into it easily. So I did that, and I paid. Actually, this is the funny thing. $120. I looked it back up. It was $120 that I put into this company, but it was like 0.0000 something. And I made $12,000 in a week.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Opened up your eyes, didn't it?
And so I sold that, and then that company ended up going like off the market. Like, it's not even like they're not even like around anymore. But I sold that, and then I put that and spread that out across a bunch of cryptos. So then I got into some accounts. I figured out how to get, I bought Ethereum, then I used PancakeSwap, and then I got into MetaMask and all that stuff. And then I took a lot of that money and I spread it across a bunch of different types of crypto that I was looking into. And so I put a little money into each, and then started to just figure it out. Like, what is this doing? Where's it going to go? Where should I be? Meme coins versus, layer ones and all that stuff. So I've just been watching videos and learning. So I can share plenty like what I'm into and what it's done for me so far, but that's kind of how I dabbled, and I was like, okay, there's something to this. I've almost closed my traditional stock account because it's complete crap, and I hate all of it, and I can't trade 24 hours a day.
Yeah, right.
It's okay, I do too.
Oh man, I mean, I have some stuff going on. I have IRA and all that stuff for my company, but I'm pretty much over that stuff. And so now I have Coinbase, Crypto.com. I got MetaMask. I got varying other wallets and stuff that I use, that I track on a daily basis. And it's a daily goal, just like writing down my goals. One is to check my investments. So it doesn't take that long, but I do it on a daily basis. So I'm happy to share whatever you guys want for the audience here, because I can just keep rambling.
Yeah.
But,
well, so
I got a taste, and now I'm in, and now it's just a matter of how much can I allocate, and where should I be.
Mm-hmm. So being that you've been in long enough to see the highs and the lows and how these cycles kind of play out, how are you feeling about the market right now, about the current state of the market, where a lot of the new people who came into crypto this past year are in the red right now and are hating crypto? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think it's funny because 90% of people, they don't, regular stocks or crypto, whatever, they follow the hype and the FOMO, and here's one tip, I guess. If your neighbor who's never invested money and has never talked about it in your life tells you about something to buy, don't buy it, because you're way too late, right? Another buddy that invests, he said, if your neighbor's cat tells you about this crypto, don't buy it. But so yeah, people, they get in late and then they sell it because it's going down, and that's the world, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm following it, and that's the way I used to think too. Like, oh, I'm losing this, I'm not going to sell it, I'm going to keep it. And then my one buddy would be like, dude, you got to sell when it's high and get some profits, and then reinvest that back in. And I can never do it. So I know it's still going up, it's still going up. He's like, you need to have hard rules for yourself and sell it when it's this high, take your profits out, and then you got free money in there. Mm-hmm. It took me forever to figure that out. But so I would say for everyone that's just got into it and what the market is now, for the people that are into it already, we're just kind of smiling like, okay, I'm buying at a discount, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. It's going down, average in, buy more. Average in, buy more. As long as you feel confident that it's going to come back, right? And crypto's not going anywhere.
Right.
It's not going anywhere. It's had too much impact. I think the government started to realize, oh crap, we can't just crash this thing because there's billions of dollars in the U.S. markets tied up into it. Mm-hmm. That it's too much of a problem. Just like they would bail out a bank. They won't let a bank go under, they'll bail them out. They can't just ignore crypto at this point. So it will come back. I think there's going to be a recession. I think things will probably dip down even more. Yep. But I don't think it's going to go away. So I think it's a huge opportunity for folks to keep an eye on it and just buy in, get in as low as you can. And because you're going to have a lot more millionaires popping up, here soon.
As a business owner myself, when it clicks, and that moment when you click and you understood, I have to get these scarce assets. And you understand the difference between, an appreciating asset and a deflationary asset. And, we have those commitments to our family. We want to be on that road to 100 million. And crypto, for me, is that rocket ship. I'm a big risk taker. So I said, when I figured it out, it was put the whole house on it. And if it goes up, down, sideways, we're good. And, it's really, for me, it's been, that's freedom and being able to become your own bank. And I think that part of crypto with decentralized finance and becoming your own bank, being able to yield farm, there's so many aspects of cryptocurrency. And it sounds to me like, because I did the same thing. Once I got to a certain point, I said, I'm closing these stock accounts out. Like this little bitty growth. When you see something 50x in
it's
2 months, it's insane. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I listen to a lot of financial books and real estate. I'm big on real estate, but I'm not willing to. I own one property that I rent, like a vacation rental, which does really well, but I want to buy more. But the market's so crazy that I'm not willing to get in at a high price tag, and I'm not getting a deal. Like I'm not getting it. So I'm just holding and catching up and waiting. But with crypto, every day you can get in and make a play, and there's there's so many things out there to get into. Some will do well, some may not. You got to do your research, but yeah. So the one I made 12 grand. I made another one with like Shiba Inu. I bought that before it was even on market in places.
Yeah,
I made
crazy.
That was a good one.
On that, on maybe a couple $100.
Mm-hmm.
I've made another, I think 17,000 on one play as well. And some of those I didn't get to sell it at the top when I made that much, but then I pulled those out and distributed and put in more. So I probably have 30 grand I put into different cryptos at this point that have, they've all done pretty well, and I still have a huge amount in there. And right now we're down, but I don't get worried about it. I just say, all right, buy more.
Right. Because crypto's still not mainstream. That's what a lot of people are forget, is that it's still This is all just bubbling beneath the surface, before retail has really came in. But you do see all the signs of JP Morgan, Fidelity, these major companies and government agencies making way for it in the future. So 2025, 2030, something like that, all of us are going to be extreme early adopters. Extreme. Yeah. Early adopters.
You always wish you got in at the first, in the beginning, right? With Bitcoin. But don't let that discourage you. I think most people will be like, well, yeah, too late, or I don't understand it. And it's funny when I see someone post that is very successful people sometimes, hey, where should I buy, where should I set up my first crypto account? And like, I'm just thinking, wow, they're just talking about it now. So they got so much to learn. And I watch videos like almost every day, and it's still like, I'm not an expert on crypto, I understand it all. But I'm definitely into it, and I'm smart enough to just say, all right, well, I'm going to put my money into here. I need to understand all of it.
It really changed my whole view on money. Cryptocurrency has, and even my own business. At this point, my business is a money funnel to buy more long-term digital assets. Because at the end of the day, we want our children to work hard. We want them to do what their passion is, but you want them to be able to make their own lane. But at the end of the day, when I'm old and I move on, I want to be able to pass on assets that my children can manage, and assets that are going to be worth a lot, because I don't want every decision of their life to be based off of money. I want them to be able to follow their dreams. But someone like yourself who, you grew up in the trailer park, you grew up in extreme poverty, you understand the power of money and hard work. What is your main goal? Like, what is the pinnacle that you feel like when you get to the mountaintop? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think it goes back to you said it a little bit ago. With my family, like and I got brothers and sisters, my mom, my dad, all that stuff. My dad's done okay for himself. My mom's always been just squeaking by. But then they divorced when I was little. But then like, my brothers and sisters and almost all my friends where I'm from, it's the targets are pretty low, and it's just get a job, and that's about it. You have a 401k or some retirement, and that's it. Like you've made life. And so that's always been the opposite of my thinking completely. And so right now they think I'm just like too successful. I've done enough. Chill out. You're good to go. Like Kevin's got everything. And I'm like, I haven't even got started yet. So you lost your mind. So, but just like your mom, like, hey, slow down, take it easy, back it up, and you play it safe. And so that's not for me. So for me, I want generational wealth, which is hard to, like $100 million journey thing, right? That's nothing compared to what you would need for generational wealth. So we're like, my great grandkids are like talking about what I did. And then my kids can hopefully carry that on and take it to the next level, right? So for me, it's about that. And obviously having money is one thing, because if you don't have money, then things are not as easy. You got worries and things you got to worry about. So securing money and not having to worry about it, that's definitely something I want. And I want my kids to at least have that. Beyond that, it's what else can you build that's going to leave a name, that's going to be a legacy, right? Hopefully at some point sit back and say, bam, I did this, I created this, and have the freedom to do what you want.
People
are not free. Most people are not free,
right?
Until they get to a point like that.
People say, a lot of people say, like, money is the root of all evil, but it just makes you more of who you already are. If you have a good heart, and you will do great things with your wealth. If you're a terrible person, you will most likely do selfish and terrible things with your money, possibly. But when we're talking about generational wealth, and we're talking about providing for our families for generations, we have to be very careful. There's a saying, my grandfather walked to school. My father drove a Cadillac. I drive a Mercedes. My son will drive a Ferrari. And my grandson will walk again, because the hard times make strong men, and strong men make easy times, and the easy times make weak men. So we have to be very careful when you're talking about building wealth, how we distribute that to our family, how we, the lessons that we make our children learn, and how they're going to approach finance and success and building.
100%.
Yeah.
That's a good saying, and that's something, you fear, but you won't be there to witness. But what can you put in place to make sure that doesn't happen? I don't want my kids or their kids to sit around and do nothing and just have a bunch of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to leave and carry on, not just the assets, but the steps, the plan, like how to continue, more so than the actual wealth itself.
The work ethic.
A way to have a playbook, right? A family playbook. Grandpa Kevin or Daisy, put this together for us, and it'd be something that people want to pass down. That would be pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
What other things can you put in place, from a structural thing, or trust, and with rules and things in place? I don't know, but no, I totally get that. I think it's the Vanderbilts, the Rockefellers. I think that's the Vanderbilts. Like one of the richest families in the whole country, down to zero in just 2 or 3 generations.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All the wealth gone.
I can't remember which family it is. It's one or the other, but look it up.
It's possible.
Worth more than like anyone in the world, and lost it all by the time, a couple grandkids got a hold of it.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's real.
I'm glad that we were able to have you on, because, we know this podcast is about cryptocurrency, but, it's also about business. And if you are going to be making these sums of money, and if you're looking to build wealth, you're going to be in business. So it's great to have the insight of someone who is as successful as you, continuing building. You have a great work ethic, but you're dabbling in crypto to help build your wealth. And this is a great episode, because it gives a window into the mind of someone who is on the road to 100 million, and how they are building their investment portfolio, and where your mind is at. I know with blocks, because you are in web development, have you started exploring blockchain technology and how you're going to implement that into your business?
It's something that we have slightly looked into. It's something that we are actively doing for like our clients, or with what we're doing. As we grow our company, so we have Array Digital and we have Rival Digital. They're very niched, so like law firms and HVAC companies. The goal here, and the goal with this company, is that we are starting other companies. So me and my partner are looking at starting a third. I think one might actually be a podcast platform, a podcast agency, where we actually we host and put all the systems in place and basically put together a podcast for clients. So they just show up and record. But anyway, but starting more companies. And so as we go into that, we want to do like one a year. We had the platform and the playbook to start an agency. We started one rival a year and a half ago. It'll probably do $1 million this year. So in 1.5 years. It took me 10 years to do $1 million the first time. So for us, we know how to do it now. Let's keep doing it so that it can fund other things, right? And crypto is definitely one of them for me. So we have been, building in crypto and payments and stuff like that for clients. All kinds of different businesses, orthodontists, and all kinds of stuff that want to take crypto payments. So we are able to do that, and we do that for some clients. So we're starting to see more of that, which is interesting. In a local level too. We're not talking about big companies here. So there are folks out there that, and there's their owners that we talk to. Hey, I want to accept crypto for your Invisalign. Like, okay, no problem. So we've been able to do stuff like that, and we do that kind of stuff. But we're not big into it. We're more of a web development, more marketing than we are development.
Okay.
But I see that becoming more popular and trending there. So I can see that happening a lot more.
And, it's really important for local business owners to embrace Bitcoin, embrace cryptocurrency, and be those leaders in the community. And it's a great position for you to be in. I know on my trucks, I just ordered Bitcoin. We now accepting Bitcoin signs, not because I think a lot of people are going to use it. It's because we want to put it out there. We're enthusiastic about this. We want to be the leaders in our industry.
Absolutely. Well, then too, for like this one client, they looked at the PR and all this stuff. Hey, we're far beyond the other companies in our space. We are pushing the envelope. We're accepting crypto because we think it's the next big thing, right? And we're first to market. So in a space like a dentist and doctors, they're pretty slow and old and just don't do much different, right? And you have some folks that are going, not us. We're going to do something different, and we're going to be out in the marketplace. So yeah, I think it's interesting to see. And then as far as lawyers and law firms, same thing. You got a personal injury firm that you can pay with crypto or get paid out in crypto, and then different things for settlements. So you're going to start to see a lot more of this type of stuff. You had football players, signing contract.
Yeah. Recording artists also, music.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And NFTs.
Yeah, like NFTs going huge. So some of the cryptos I'm into, definitely some of the NFT and gaming spaces. I know Lionel, you're definitely into that kind of stuff. So I know we only have a few minutes left, but I'm happy to share some of those things that I'm into as well. But it's ever changing, man. And so my eyes are open on it or whatever. And if we can get into blockchain or do more with it, I'm 100% in.
Yeah, well, hey, look, we definitely got to have you come back. I know we're running out of time here, but we got to have you back on the show. I really appreciate your insight, and this does a lot for our listeners, especially our young entrepreneurs out there.
Not as technical on the crypto. I apologize, but
no, it all goes together, though.
If my business doesn't do well, and everyone listening, if your business isn't doing well, or if you have a job and that's all you get and you don't have any income and you have no extra, how can you even invest in crypto? How can you continue to maximize it? And so you got to take care of that income so that you can put it into something else. And crypto is my number one focus. So.
Right.
So that's great advice. You have to get your business done first. If that's your job, if that's your small business, you got to handle your money, set goals, make a plan, and then allocate.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. And again, we definitely have to have you up here again in the future. We're sadly running out of time. That really, really flew by.
I know, right?
Yep. But this is Crypto Convos here with Brian and Kevin, and we'll see you guys again next time. All right.
I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Peace.